what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Scarfinger, and I'm back with a special edition. Okay, so I realized while I was watching the Verzuz battle between Jeezy and Gucci Mane that none of my podcast friends that I normally podcast with cared about this shit at all. And I'm like, I want to talk about this shit. Like, I need to talk about this. There's some things that I want to get off my chest about what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling right now. And like, none of my podcast friends even gave a shit. Like, and it kind of hurt me to my core because like, for somebody like me, and you know, I mean, I'm from Virginia, but we the South. This shit meant something. Like it meant something for real. So I end up putting my thoughts out. And then the homie said that he was he wanted to jump in and do the thing. So shout out to my man. Man, what to say about you, man? Author, great father, former podcaster. The man just do it all. My man Tyrone is in the building. What's going on, Tyrone?
What is happening, Big Scarfinger?
Man, it's crazy, man. And it's been quite a while since we actually like spoke.
True.
Like it's been like a real long time since we actually spoke. Like, you know, outside of saying stuff on like Facebook or something like that, or in a messenger or something like that. It's been the first time in a while since we spoke. Like I think the last time that we actually spoke, that was before the fraternity and all that shit. Like all of that happened after.
Oh yeah, man. Had another child, bought a house. We had a whole bunch of stuff going on now. Man.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, look, I'm tatted up now. It's a whole thing.
Okay, I see you, dog. I know you said you wanted them. You know, previously you said you wanted them, but I see you. I see you, dog. I mean, they can't see you, but I see you.
That's what matters.
That's what matters. This thing happened in like for niggas, this was an event. It was a real ass event. And like there was at one point it was like 2 million people on Instagram.
2 million, and that don't even count the youngins who was watching on Apple Music.
It doesn't count
the folks that were watching on YouTube.
Yeah, I was watching on two different YouTubes. I started off on one, and that one got hit for content. So they just all of a sudden that shit just boom, just blink, it was gone. So I switched to another one, and I think that one was a little bit more safe because the first one, it was just broadcasting the battle. Mm-hmm. The other one I switched to was these two brothers. These two brothers they was kind of talking, a little bit of talking in between, and they did a long thing leading up to it, and they talked to people after.
Yeah.
So, but like the fact that they were basically talking over it, I think that kind of made it so that it wasn't the same kind of thing. I don't know.
It sounds similar, man. Yeah, it was a dude I was watching. We watched this other guy, and it's a very similar situation. Like he showed, like during his stream, he would show like, see, if you see, this is a warning right here from YouTube about content. So I got to talk. I got to make some noise. You're going to hear air horns. You're going to hear me talking. Right. Because I got to break this up some, because otherwise they're going to shut us down. So, you know, but it was cool that like dude knew what he was doing, made it easy, and it made it fun.
Absolutely. So, I think how do you want to tackle this? We can't really go round by round because if we go round by round, Gucci is going to get dusted.
Facts.
Because round for round, I say Gucci had maybe about on my account, Gucci got like 3 rounds.
If I'm generous, because some of them songs that he did were songs I really like, I could give him 5 at the absolute most. And that's a reach because the songs that Jeezy came back with, I mean, 3. It's 3. I want to give you 5. I can't. It's 3.
It was on my
Three, and one of them was Jeezy just giving him the song.
yes, that's true. So all right, so we gotta do a little bit of history lesson for the people who don't know about the situation between these two gentlemen. That this was, in my opinion, the most tense thing that I have ever watched.
100% true.
The most tense live stream that I have ever watched. Like, I have never watched a live stream where I'm like, I hope everyone is going to survive this. Like, and I like genuinely hoped everyone would survive this. Like that was like my only thing. I was just kind of like, yo, I hope that they can just, no matter what happens today, as long as they can walk away from this, everybody can walk away from this and be okay.
Yes.
I think everything will be all right. I was concerned, and the DJs didn't help.
Not at all.
Because of that broken glass sound effect and the gunshot sound effects that they were playing, like basically after every song, I was just like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Like, did somebody do something? And like,
listen,
so
I'm telling you right here, man, look, when the battle started and I heard Gucci's first song, I was like, somebody gonna get shot.
Yes.
This ain't good. And I was just like, I know the real history between this, and I know we getting ready to get into it. But the first thing I thought when I heard that initial song choice, I was like, "Oh, he's still mad. This might not go well." And then the next thing I thought was they might have taken a while to come back to get in here, because if for those of y'all who don't know, they started almost a whole hour late.
Yes.
I swear I was like, after that first song choice, I said they had to screen them dudes for weapons.
Yeah,
they had to. There's no way.
Jeezy said on an interview, because he did 2. He did one with Hot 97, and he did one. I don't think it was the Breakfast Club, but I seen 2 interviews with Jeezy. Gucci has not done very much press at all after this. But
I probably would.
But Jeezy also had a new album that was dropping that day.
So that makes sense.
So the press was already ready to go for him.
Right.
So he said that he was told prior to like them getting there, he said he was already there and they were just like, yo, he's late. I don't know if this thing is going to happen.
Oh.
Leading up to it, while everything was going, the DJs was playing the Atlanta hits and all of that kind of stuff. That was that was one of the best parts to me. The DJs,
that was really nice.
And the DJ set leading up to everything, and them just playing Atlanta hits was spot on. But
it really put you in the mood for the battle.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, he said he was told, I don't know, this may not happen. Like, we just got to wait. We just got to wait for a little bit and see. And Jesus was just like, all right, if this is how it's going to go, this is how it's going to go. And you know me, if I got to walk away from this, I guess I'll walk away from this. But okay, history.
Let's do it.
Okay. So those 2 gentlemen are young up and coming rappers.
Where?
At the time all of this happened.
In the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, at the time all of this happened, which was 05-ish.
Yeah, 04, 05.
04, 05-ish. Jeezy said that that they weren't necessarily friends, but they would be around the studio and stuff like that. And of course, since he had the major deal, like he let Gucci get in on some of his studio time.
Mm-hmm.
And during those sessions, they did 2 songs. Gucci did a song for himself, and Jeezy set up a situation where he called in his mans to sing the hook to So Icy, and they came up with the song So Icy.
Mm-hmm.
They came up with Icy, and then the beef happened when Icy was a hit, and they knew it was a hit. Both of them wanted to put it on their own album, and that's
correct.
And technically, it was Gucci's song.
It was, but it was Jeezy's studio time.
It was his studio time. It was, he called it, according to Jeezy, he called in his man to come in and sing the hook. You know what I mean? Like all of that stuff. And like at that point, he had more notoriety. So him being on that song made it more of a thing.
True.
So in that vein, I guess at some point he wanted to lay claim to the song. I want this on my album. And Gucci was like, nigga, this is my song. Like, what are we doing here? So
basically, yeah, Gucci would look at it as that was his opportunity for his break, and it really was, to be honest.
It really was, and it got derailed by going to jail and all of that kind of stuff. So
did.
and with the like I said, I seen a interview with the DJ, Gucci's former DJ, who was his touring DJ around this time, and he said one of the biggest problems that Gucci had was because he didn't have Jeezy's blessing, he couldn't really perform the song either.
Right.
And so like your biggest hit, you can't do. You know what I mean? That's like Janet trying to perform Scream and Michael Jackson's just like, nah, I'm not with it. So how you just gonna perform Scream without it? You know what I mean? Like, and it's just like that created a thing. And I guess there was some exchanges. Mm-hmm. And then Jeezy drops a diss record called Stay Strapped. At the end of Stay Strapped, Jeezy puts out a $10,000 hit on his chain.
We're gonna use the proper terminology. It was a bounty.
Is a bounty. A bounty.
A bounty
on the chain. He put out a bounty on the chain, not to kill him. He wanted 10. He put out 10 G's for the icy chain.
Right.
So apparently, some gentlemen took him up on his offer.
Gucci knew they were coming because he had heard the song as well.
Yes. Gucci was at a young lady's house. Mm-hmm. They said it was about a pair. Allegedly, there were 5 gentlemen that rolled up in this lady's house that Gucci was at the time. They pistol whipped her, and they got at Gucci, but Gucci was prepared. Shots rang out. One of the gentlemen died.
Yeah, and then if I remember correctly, Gucci also buried that dude, which is why he went to jail. Because he went to jail for burying the guy, not for killing him.
Right.
Because killing the guy at that point was self-defense, so it was legal. But the cover-up and actually burying the guy in the dirt was what was illegal.
Yes. So, and that created this now situation to whereas like, motherfucker tried to kill me, like.
And they hadn't talked. They hadn't talked since then.
They hadn't talked since
until
then.
Until he reached out to him for the Verzuz.
And the DJ said at the time, what's his name? What you call it? I can't think of his name. The Gucci's manager.
Oh Lord, I can't remember the name.
I think her name was Deborah something.
Oh, you talk? Yeah, Waka's mama.
Waka's mama. Waka's mama.
Deb Anthony.
Yeah. She has been, according to the DJ, she has been trying to get those 2 dudes in the room for years and has not been successful.
She kept saying they needed to squash it.
Yes.
For years.
Because they that song was so big, and it is so big to this day, and they didn't make what they needed to make off of that. That's too much money. That was too much money left on the table for, and like y'all got some real beef, but I think y'all need to sit down and do this. So according to the DJ dude, he said she had been trying to get this thing squashed for years and has been completely unsuccessful.
Mm-hmm. And then that stuff happened with Waka and Gucci, but that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, that's a whole nother. That's a whole nother thing. So now we're in a situation to where it's like it's been 15 years, and like you think about it from Gucci's perspective, like my biggest hit, I Can't Do. A motherfucker tried to kill me. I had to defend myself, and in return, I had to kill somebody. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like people talk about like these people like portraying themselves as gangster on records and stuff like that. But like
That was the first gangster thing he ever had to do too.
yeah,
And it made him stay that way.
yeah, this personal altercation led him to kill someone. And like that in itself, like even though you can put it, he could put it in a song. And like
It still doesn't change the fact that you had to kill somebody.
Yeah, it doesn't change nothing because that's on you forever. And like you having to kill someone that stays with you forever. So that was 15 years ago. So like we get to this situation. And, the Verzuz is going to happen. The Verzuz was supposed to be Jeezy and T.I. Jeezy came on after T.I. declined Busta Rhymes.
Okay.
T.I. did some bullshit where he tried to say that the generation differences and all of that kind of stuff. And Busta Rhymes just kept saying, "I'll bust your ass."
I can hear him saying that. And
yeah.
That's
no. He actually, it's on video. Like he was doing like, I don't know whether they were like Instagram video lives and stuff like that, but they were clown shoes, and Buster did several of those talking stuff, and they went back and forth, and T.I.'s response was on video also. So like this stuff about the generation differences and all that kind of stuff, all of this is on wax. Like you can find this. So
T.I. had a valid point, but he still would have got his ass kicked. And I like T.I. a lot. Busta got some hits, man.
See, here's the thing about Busta's hits. Busta's hits, like he has a good strong 5 alone.
That's
the rest of his hits, most of the rest of his hits are features and collaborations,
or good deep album cuts that you only know if you are already into them.
Exactly. So like
that's a good point.
So the two of them would be basically DMX and Snoop, because DMX had a bunch of dolo. This is just me on this song, and Snoop had like everybody on the song with him, or it was it was produced by Dr. Dre, and like all of this kind of stuff. Like I think that's what it would have ended up being,
and it would have been a weird versus. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. So
maybe we can get a Busta versus Q-Tip though.
Well, they want to do. Well, they're trying to do Tribe versus Cast, and I think that's gonna divide the country more than the election.
It just might.
That's
you know what's bad is that's two of my favorite groups. I would just be like, please y'all be on the Jill Scott and Erykah Badu and just be all love about this.
No, I think they would be all love with each other, but turn your comments off. Turn your comments off, because that's gonna be some real. The comments is what's gonna be the problem. I think those dudes have respect for each other, but like the comments is gonna be off the chain. It's like the comments for this was off the chain.
Yeah, I was in those comments a little bit.
I was in there for a little bit. All right, so we got through the history part. So and like I said, it was supposed to be Jeezy and T.I. According to Swiss Beats, they got something else for T.I. planned.
Okay.
So T.I. backed out because they're gonna set him up with somebody else.
Okay.
And Jeezy thought that this would be the perfect opportunity to give my man a call. So he gave him a call, and initially he said no, flat out no, absolutely not.
Which I can see.
Yes.
You ain't talked to me in 15 years. Somebody tried to kill me, and now you want me to do a versus with you?
Exactly.
I can see
Exactly.
that.
So initially he declined, but eventually, so I don't know what happened that changed his mind. Like I said, he is not doing any interviews, so I don't know what his reaction to this really is. Wow. Somebody, is that need to do laundry or need to put away the laundry?
Both. I had to yawn, so I had to turn the camera.
Oh,
But then it
okay.
was like, oh yeah, it's closed over there.
Yeah. All right. So then like of course like so then eventually he agrees, and now it's it's the day. And like you said before, Jeezy was like, I don't. They told me that this may not happen.
Right.
And the moment Gucci walks in, takes the stage, grabs that microphone.
Oh, so he just
It's
walked straight into the stage.
he walked. He walked. He
I didn't
walked
even know
around.
that part.
He walked around. A bunch of people walked past, so you didn't. I didn't know which one
It
was
must have
him.
been out of frame. Yeah.
But yeah, they all walked in front of the camera, and then he went around, and then they came up the stairs, and he was immediately about to launch into something. Then Stacey Abrams showed up. They
Yep. Stacey Abrams was like, y'all got to vote. This is for Georgia. Oh,
yeah yeah.
And I was like, yeah, no, she was right. Thank you, Stacey Abrams. We appreciate you. And I think she may have turned down the animosity a little bit just with that statement.
No, she didn't, because the moment.
She tried.
The moment this thing started, Gucci launched. And
Yeah, that first song, man. Wow.
he started off, and like you said, oh, he mad. It's not like he's still mad about this. It's like, no, he is really mad right now. Like
He was mad like it just happened before he walked on stage.
exactly. He was mad as if somebody tried to kill him outside.
I mean, facts. Like I literally was watching, because like, even the way he was rapping on the mic for that song, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
you. Then I was like, who the dudes in the background? Like,
Yeah.
make sure ain't nobody distracted.
But see,
Hold on.
here's the thing that I noticed about this whole thing. Here's something that I noticed, and I know I've heard a couple people say it in everything that I watched, but I don't know how many people actually noticed this. Gucci was rocking with everything Jeezy. Everything they played, you can see the people that were behind the stage, for the most part, they were all enjoying all of it,
Yep.
including Gucci.
But he tried so hard to just stand there.
He tried, and he never
tried.
sat down. That's another thing. They set this
he
up in
stood
Magic
the whole
City.
time, yeah.
There's fucking poles behind them, and
Two
just
big old thrones
the
sitting up
two
there.
huge thrones, and Gucci never sits down. At no point. It was that he had such nervous energy. Like he seemed so like that I guess like his anger and everything just kind of fueled his whole thing. And like he never sat down, and it made the situation so tense. This is the most tense, like I said, this is the most tense live stream of any kind that I have ever seen. I have never felt like, you know what I mean? Like I never felt this way, except for like, like in certain video games where you kind of feel for the characters or whatever like that, and you don't want anything to happen, and like you feel that dread when you know that something is getting ready to happen. You know what I mean? Like
A real Final Fantasy VII kind of moment. I got you.
or like a Mass Effect situation where where you know that one of these two gotta go, and like you gotta choose. You know what I mean? Like that feeling. And that's kind of the feeling that I had through most of this, because like it was just so tense. And I felt like I don't know if you felt the same way, and I'm gonna let you rock in a second.
I know where it's going.
Gucci was Trump
Ooh. Oh man. You know what? I'm gonna give you what I felt because I definitely hear you and I definitely don't disagree. Here's how I felt with it when I was watching it. One of them was king and the other wanted to be king. If you even look at the setup, it was two thrones. They were setting it up like these are two kings of Atlanta. These are two men who, rule their respective time periods. They're, the top. And they set it up that way. And even that's how it looked with the stages. Even down to, they really did utilize most of Magic City had both stages.
I just got a better analogy. As soon as you said that somebody was king and somebody wanted to be king, yo, ain't this shit the epitome of Mufasa's scar?
Yes.
Except for he let a motherfucker die. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that was literally that. It was Mufasa's scar, or and another analogy, because this is the other thing I was thinking of. Jeezy was Mike Tyson in like the 80s, when you just walked into the ring and you figured you were going to die, but you just believed in yourself until you got punched, and then the fight was over quickly. That was what it was. Gucci came out there like one of them scrawny dudes who was fighting Tyson early, who was like, yeah, I've been in the gym, I can do this, I can beat him. They talk all that talk. He got out there, and Gucci did his little thing for that first song, and then Jeezy came back immediately with a haymaker.
Yeah,
and
that's what I felt about
getting punched. Gucci would throw a good punch, and Jeezy just has better songs.
Yeah, and they didn't do the normal Verzuz thing where halfway through they switched the order.
They did
because Jeezy's counter punches were killer. Killer. Like, how do you like, every time you swing, he parries and bam, hits you right in the face. Every time, just swing, bam, hits you right in the face. And you're just like, what the fuck do I do here? Like,
I mean, yeah. And I think the other thing that always tripped me out, and I think we might get to this later, people were talking about how, oh, well, Gucci's for the streets and Jeezy is more commercial. And I was like, as a person who was alive in 2005 for this.
Exactly.
that is literally the exact opposite of what this actually is. Gucci is actually the one who was a rapper and really wasn't doing street stuff. Jeezy was the one who stopped doing street stuff because he saw the amount of money he was making from rap. And so it's really interesting, because there were even some counter punches that were more direct than people knew. Like that one joint that Jeezy had where he was like, I'm a real nigga and I don't like rappers. That's a punch that was actually a line directed directly to Gucci Mane when he wrote it.
Yes.
But people who didn't know all of that, and that's from Standing Ovation, by the way.
Yes.
If you didn't know. But when he did, like, every song Jeezy picked was just like, listen, look, young man. Like, it was almost like he was sunning.
Yeah, and like what Jeezy kept saying, which I thought was funny. I thought this was hilarious. And I say I give props to Jeezy, because Jeezy grown manned himself out of several nigga moments.
For real. There were several. And every time something that you thought like, ooh, I don't know what you can, and then if in a normal situation, somebody got to go. Like, you know what I mean? Somebody said this to me, somebody got to go. And then Jeezy would just be like, that's cute. Matter of fact, remember in the beginning, Gucci said that to him. He was like, he said, oh yeah, that little song was cute. Jeezy was like, yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, he had all of the here's the biggest problem that I had, and I put this in my little notes that I put up there.
Yeah.
What happened was exactly what I tell young dudes. If you are in a situation, unless he stepped to you, let that nigga talk. You let him talk, even the people around him be like, whoa, dog, what the fuck's wrong with you? Yep. Like, let him be. If he feel like he gotta get something off his chest, which Gucci actually had to do, and I feel that. Like, that's the only good thing I could say about Gucci. This whole thing was apparently he really had something he needed to get off his chest because the moment that was over,
They were all right with it.
you can tell something in him changed. He was lighter. Like, you know what I mean? Like it like he needed that for himself.
I feel like he needed to stand his ground and say what he felt he needed to say to him. And it's interesting to see that because they did it in song.
Yes.
It was almost, and it's funny to think about it this way. That was a real life musical that happened. Them two dudes had beef.
Right.
And they had a musical to get over it. That's basically what happened.
Yes.
They West Side Story their way out.
Yeah. Ain't there a street called and I know Jeezy refers to it several times. Like they could just do another musical called Campbellton.
Oh, Campbellton Road. Yeah,
yeah, Campbellton. Yeah. Instead of Hamilton. So they could do that. But yeah, I thought honestly, I thought Gucci started off on fire.
He did.
And
then he got punched in the face.
And then those punches happened. Those counter punches started happening, and I started to hashtag Gucci the Falcons. Like, get Gucci the Falcons. Like, it's
that was actually what caught me and got me to get on here. You know that, right?
Gucci the Falcons. He started off so strong, and then like when his catalog started getting real thin, like I know he saved some stuff like Lemonade and stuff for later, but his catalog started to get real thin, and I'm like, yo, hey, you ain't got the catalog to be this petty this whole time.
Definitely true.
You definitely ain't got it. You tried it. And that's cute. But
yeah, he did. He tried as hard as he could. But listen, as much as Gucci has hits, the hits that he has are not the ones that can go against them street classics.
Yeah,
a lot of Gucci's hits are actually party songs or songs for the ladies.
Strip club songs.
Facts.
Let me tell you, and that's why I thought it was weird that like they had the poles and stuff on the stage. Ain't no strippers come out.
I kept waiting the whole thing for that. I thought that would have totally chilled everything out.
Yes.
Just had a stripper break in the middle.
Yes. I lost what I was getting ready to say. I completely lost what I was getting ready to say next. I did say this. This is exactly how a Biggie versus Pac battle would have gone. Oh, there we go. The features.
Yeah.
The features.
Yeah.
Because in this case, Biggie was Jeezy and Pac was Gucci. Those things are I don't think that you can line those up directly. What just happened?
Oh man, I heard you say that that Pac was Gucci, and I was like, I don't want to agree with you because I'm a Tupac fan.
But you know that
you heard what I said. I don't want to agree. I'm not going on record as agreeing with that.
That brash, angry, childish.
But you're right. You're 100% right.
Acting in a tense situation and having no self-control.
I mean, no, that's accurate. And as much as I don't want to agree with you, no, that's really accurate. Because Tupac would have been the one to been like, oh, we can fight right here. Let's go.
Exactly.
And Biggie would have been like, yo, be chill. No.
Because Biggie never actually like engaged on wax through that whole thing.
He didn't.
That thing was completely one-sided. Like Who Shot You was recorded before all of this stuff happened. It just happened to be released at the wrong time.
Yeah, it was a really bad timing decision on Puffy's part.
Yes.
Oh, and to be honest, even then, when they released it, they could have reached out or should have reached out right before they did, just to get word to him to let him know. Because the problem was they let him find out on his own.
Yes.
And he found out about that song on the radio.
Exactly. So, and then if we're talking about the features.
Oh man. Gucci is much as he thought he had features.
I was laughing.
Jeezy had features with so many people.
Bruh.
He could have buried him on features alone.
Bruh, let me tell you something. He let that Drake feature run like it was not, like it was the hottest thing ever. Like, and it was like, it ain't even like that. I don't usually do this. Like that song, like is really, that's the one you gonna let rock. Cause he let them last a little bit into Drake's verse. And I was like, do you know how many songs Jeezy got with Jay-Z?
Like, that's a bad idea, fam. If he goes into the features, this is it's gonna be a problem for you.
This is gonna be, you're gonna have all the problems, sir. That's what I thought. I was laughing, and everybody was like, "Yo, you just played the worst Drake song, like the one that we don't really, fuck with like that. Like that was your. I got this. This nigga got put on for my city, dog. Like, are you kidding me? Even if we don't fuck with Kanye like that, that song is forever. Like, you know what I mean?
Yo, look, certain things, like, you just be like, yeah, that dude's crazy now, but that song is a classic. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah. It's like the thing about it is, like, a lot of those Gucci hits were like, that was the shit then.
Yep.
Jeezy's music is timeless. You can put on 101 right now and it still feels exactly the same way. That is timeless. Yep. Some of those Gucci records, it sounds like old stuff. It sounds old.
Yeah. That was very true.
It sounds old. It feels old. It feels like like 07. You know what I mean? Like, I know what 07 feels like. This feels like 07.
And it's crazy because Jeezy's playing stuff from 05 that the production was so good and suited to Jeezy, not to the era, that you can throw that on now.
Exactly.
You know, where Gucci was literally, that's why if you look over Gucci's catalog, you wouldn't know it was the same artist if you skip 5 years, because he's producing to the times and not, his producers weren't necessarily producing to him. To be honest, for me, the best era of Gucci Mane, he didn't even tap into. That Brick Squad era Gucci Mane, all that 1017 stuff when he was on OJ the Juice Man stuff, he had that stuff with Waka, Slim Duncan, all the dudes that were signed to 1017. If he had dug into that stuff, some of those are hood classics.
Yeah, because
the problem is, but people don't know who they are.
Yeah, that doesn't work. That works for the people who know. That works for the people who know. That doesn't work in this setting where, it's on Instagram and Apple TV and stuff like that. Like, real niggas aren't on Instagram.
Hey, real talk. This battle for me was what the Jadakiss and Fabulous battle was for people from New York.
Exactly. But except for they didn't really have beef. But
yeah, but people who cared about that Jadakiss and Fabulous battle were like, "Oh, B son, this is the truth." And I was just like, all right, I mean, them dudes is doing the verses. All right.
Fabulous was in Gucci's position where it's like, I ain't really got the catalog for this. Like,
real talk.
I ain't really got the catalog for this. And like with Kiss, like having the locks and
the locks, he had all that.
He had locks, Bad Boy, and Rough Riders as the old stuff. Like,
yeah, he could have done whatever he wanted, man. Like, Kiss had so much of the catalog, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and you just don't realize that until you put them in this situation. I learned a lot from these versus battles, a lot. Like somebody will play a song and be like, he was like, yeah, I wrote that.
Listen,
like the T-Pain, exactly. The T-Pain.
Like, Little John wrote what? Wait a minute, when did he do that?
Yeah,
it was some old tracks that John. I was like, I didn't even know Lil Jon was doing music then. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I think the craziest part, I knew about Lil Jon. I got on early because I was really on that So Def Bass All Stars joint.
Okay.
The joint that had my boo and all that kind of stuff up there.
Oh yeah.
So he produced that whole thing. Like, Lil Jon produced that whole fucking thing.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because if you think about it, Dre of Cool and Dre said that.
Oh, that's my dude right
Yeah,
there.
he said that all Lil Jon did was take what he was already doing and slowed it down. Basically, Crunk is just
Okay,
Miami bass slowed down.
I can see that.
Yeah,
Now,
all he did was slow it down.
with a little bit of Memphis thrown in there,
Yes,
because he definitely did take that Buck feel
yes,
from Memphis, and okay, well, they get Buck. All right, well, let's just get crunk, crazy drunk. Let's do it.
yes. So, yeah, all right. So, okay. So let's talk about the moment.
Shall we?
The moment the bad boys camera spins around, two dudes, shit just got real moment.
Let's do it.
I want to know, how did you feel during that whole thing? That was the peak of somebody's gonna die tonight.
Listen, first of all, the song ended and Gucci kept rapping that piece.
Yes.
And then had the nerve to say, and you can send another couple niggas and I'll bury them too. I was like, okay. And then I was looking in the background. I'm all like, is that OJ the Juice Man? He's always strapped. Oh, Lord, somebody's going down. So then I'm like, okay, all right. Jeezy's just in here by himself going solo. DJ Drama don't have no guns. What is happening? Okay, all right. And then when Jeezy stood up and started talking and hit him with the, listen, my nigga, I extended this olive branch.
No, that
like,
ain't what he said first. What he said first was,
all right.
Nigga, are we in 6th grade? That's what really, like,
that was real though.
That was so real.
Was real.
He was like, are we in 6th grade? Like, is that what we're doing? Are we doing this? And then the okay.
Listen.
So previous to this battle, we knew of the growth of these two gentlemen, about where they came from and where they are now in their lives. Oh, what happened? He broke up. He stopped. Okay, you back.
You good? All right, cool.
Okay.
I moved too far. My headphones got weird. My bad.
Okay.
All right, but I was going to say, we assumed we knew the growth of these two gentlemen.
No,
at the time.
But here's the thing. We saw the men that they became.
True, because Gucci definitely did grow up when he married Keisha.
But we saw that regression for Gucci from the moment he walked in.
Oh, boy,
from the moment we walked in.
It was like he went right back to 05.
He was
and just he couldn't come out.
He was fat Gucci in a skinny suit. Like,
that was literally a nigga moment.
Yes.
It was an hour-long nigga moment.
It was the niggerest of moments. Now, props to Jeezy for still staying
cool, to be honest.
I
thought he was going to.
He said, according to him, this is what he said. He said was, I didn't know that he was going to do it. And Gucci's response was, I told you I wouldn't do this if I couldn't play this record. Jeezy said the conversation was, it wasn't about that. The conversation was no rules.
Right.
So, and he said he had hoped that he wouldn't go there, but that was always a possibility. Like, he was aware. And the other thing that he said was, I've heard the song before. And being that I've heard the song before, it didn't surprise me any.
Yeah.
I just kept talking through it. He said I'd heard these songs before. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, this isn't new to me. Like, I've heard these songs before. So, like, I understand where this can go. So, like, and then he hits him with first of all, he hit him with the, are we in 6th grade? Then he said,
which was real.
It was real.
That was his honest response at that moment too.
Yes.
You could tell he was just like, oh, what?
Right. And then he says, look, I asked you to be here and so
On
that we
some
can
real stuff.
on some real stuff, so that we can show these people that there's a different path. And then he hits them with the, like, you want to make a motherfucker feel guilty. The
Yo, he
guilt.
listed out all them brothers who just passed.
He listed all them that just passed.
And they were all in this. All those rappers that were trap rappers, or well, including, if you include my man Pop Smoke, who's Brooklyn Drill, which is just, technically an offshoot of trap.
Yes.
But, he literally just, he's listing the brothers who are drill rappers, who are trap rappers, who are coming from that same spot, who got taken out before they had an opportunity to get to where they are.
And this all, like, 2 people just died within a week of this. Within a week of this, 2 more rappers had just died in Atlanta. Like, so this, like, in or around Atlanta.
Yeah, King Von did die in Atlanta. Yeah, you're right.
That's what I'm saying. This shit happened in Atlanta. So he's just like, yo, these motherfuckers are looking at us. Yep. Because we the OGs of this shit. And they are looking at us. And this thing that we have between us, even though it's personal, those kids are looking at us. And they are making their decisions based off of what they think we would have done, and the things that we have done, and the things that we have done. And if we want this shit to stop, then we have to make different decisions. So being here today was the first step in making a different decision.
And then he dropped a song of songs on it right after that. It was like an ad break in the podcast, man.
Jeezy was the transition king. Like, you can tell, like, Jeezy got his own podcast, I've heard. So he put them podcast skills to work, bro. All his transitions and his talking leading up to the song playing was immaculate.
I mean, and to be honest, that conversation plus that transition game, he walked him right into it. Hit so much harder after that conversation. I was just like, well, this battle's over. All right, let's all just go home. How many more songs you gonna do?
And they ended up doing like they did like 25.
Yeah, they won 25.
They won 25. Typically they're about 20. But they went 25. But like that, and like as I understand it, somebody sent out a screenshot of what somebody said on that other app for artists. It's like the Twitter for artists. What's it called? Clubhouse?
I think it's Clubhouse.
I barely heard of it. But one of Gucci's homies says that he very much regrets going there. And like after the fact, like he very much regrets going there, and it was that moment. It was that moment where you pushed a nigga, and he just stood there and looked at you like you were small,
and was just like, "You done?"
Yeah,
you finished it, you done.
You done. It's just like the thing what you see in like cartoons where the kid is trying to come after the adult, and the adult just holding him on the top of his head, and he's swinging, and then hitting nothing. That's what that was. Like,
that's exactly what it was. Matter of fact, that might be the best description of the whole night, right there.
Yes, very much so. And so we get to the end. And Jeezy is doing his last song. Now, the weird thing about it is, like, so Jeezy is doing his last song, and Gucci starts putting on his clothes. Oh, we ain't talking about the clothes thing. We ain't talking about the clothes thing. Okay.
We gotta go back.
Yeah, they have a conversation where Gucci is talking about his clothes. It was around,
I think, song 10 or 12 or something like that. It was in the middle of the battle.
Yes. And Gucci is talking about his clothes, and I guess he has like $5 million worth of jewelry on him and all of this kind of stuff. Now, here's the thing. The interview that I saw with the DJ, because we thought it was weird that Gucci said that his clothes,
$10,000 outfit and $5 million jewelry on.
Yeah, that he had a $10,000 outfit. That number was specific.
And it was real weird.
Yeah, it seemed really weird unless you knew the context, because the DJ said, and I didn't remember Stay Strapped. Like I had to go back and listen to it after the fact. And
Very true.
But the bounty on the chain was for $10,000.
It was.
So he was just like, I got $10,000 on right now, just my clothes.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
but then now thinking about it too, it's like, so you telling somebody to come rob you of your clothes, sir? Like, what are we doing?
But did you see the videos of after?
No, I didn't. I didn't catch the video after.
Okay, so somebody took a video of Gucci leaving, and of course there's a little bit of traffic. There are two very armed guards on both sides of the car.
Oh wow!
And they not just holding pistols. Both guards have them things out, and they got them. They got them. Them niggas had army guns out. Like they were not playing. I'm telling you, dead ass. There was security on both sides of the car, and they had army guns. Like we talking about some shit you see in Call of Duty. Like this was not just like some regular shit.
See, and that's the kind of stuff that'll allow you to say, I'm wearing $5 million worth of jewelry.
Exactly.
$1,000 clothes. Yeah, you got two dudes out there that are like freaking carrying ARs, because I think those are legal in Georgia, as are Dracos, both of which are just guns that you normally ain't gonna see out in the street. Because for those people who don't know what a Draco is, it is a pistol grip AK-47. So that alone,
yes.
If you're carrying some foolishness, first, you don't even mess with people with that kind of stuff.
No.
But that's the kind of stuff that in Georgia,
you got shit like that. I don't even know if I want to be your friend. Like you might got some things in your life to where you need some shit like that.
You got some stuff, yeah. You got that kind of gun that you got some stuff to work out that I don't need to know about, my friend. You do you.
Yeah. I'll holler. I'll see you on Facebook.
Look. Now a stick makes sense. A stick being a shotgun for those who are uninitiated. That makes sense. That's home defense. That's, maybe hunting. But a pistol grip AK-40 for what? What are you doing?
Exactly.
It's like those are the guns where you just like, oh, you just like shooting stuff. All right, look, let me leave you alone. You need therapy, my friend. Go calm down.
So we talked about Jeezy's his transitions.
Oh,
but his rebuttals.
I was gonna say, I think you might be getting ready to go into it.
Yes.
But when Gucci said he had that expensive outfit on, Jeezy just very calmly says, "Well, I mean, I own half of the buildings in Atlanta, but whatever you do, you." It's just like every time he wanted to say something slick, Jeezy just was caught. Man, it was one point Jeezy was drinking a bottle of water. They're like, "Yeah, you thirsty?" You're like, "Yeah, man. I gotta stay hydrated." I was like, he just out here just like
it's that moment where I can't remember what award show it was, but 50 Cent was performing and something technically wasn't going right, and he just sat down and he just said, and this is right after the vitamin water deal. And he just sat down and said, "Vitamin water, ladies and gentlemen, it don't even matter no more." Like this, like he literally just sat down and just said, "Shit's fucked up, dog. Vitamin water." and he just, what they sold that shit to Coca-Cola, right?
Yeah, they did. He got paid a grip and a half.
Yes. So yeah, I think that's basically what happened on Jeezy's side. It's just like vitamin water, dog. Like you talk about your expensive stuff, that's cool. I got on a jersey. I got a nice coat on, but like I'm out here with a jersey on.
Jeezy was basically like, "Look, fam, I don't really need to impress you with my clothes. I have a portfolio and investments." He was like, "I have wealth." That's basically what he said.
Yeah, I said that. I said 2 million on Instagram got a taste of the conversation of how the conversation the community should be having right now about rich versus wealth.
Yep, because Gucci was definitely on some, "I'm rich," and Jeezy was like, "I have wealth, sir. It goes somewhere with this foolishness. I have no time for you."
It's like, I can buy you with my interest.
He literally like, I got interest worth more than everything you own combined. It's like Jeezy got money. Like, remember what you gonna lose my mind? My house stupid, dumb, big. My rooms got rooms. Now, I'm gonna lie to you not. The first time I heard that, I was like, oh, this house is huge. Then I thought about it. I was like, yo, those are closets.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
But then it's also like, well, dang, if your closet's so big, it's a room. Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Absolutely.
I get it. That's a whole vibe right there.
Okay. So let's get to the end.
Yep.
All right. So Jeezy's performing his last song. Gucci is putting on his coat, and it's clear he's getting ready to go.
Man, he was getting ready to pull an Isaiah Thomas versus Jordan real quick and just roll out.
Yeah. He was going to roll out.
He was going to roll out during the song. Like, yeah.
And so Jeezy stops his song early. I mean, none of these played for very long.
Yep. But Jeezy stopped it earlier than he would have.
Yeah, he stopped it earlier than he would have because he saw he was leaving. And he said, look, man.
Just you and me in here.
It's just you and me. None of the rest of this shit matter. We can leave this thing right here. Do you want to do the song? And he said, let's go. Now, here's the thing that I noticed, that they did Icy. And who the fuck knew that Icy was the Lift Every Voice and Sing of Atlanta? I know, like...
Listen, not only that, did you see Gucci's face when he asked him if you... He lit up like a kid.
Exactly. It was his face.
And yo, man, listen, the other part, he mentioned that song all night long. And I kept saying, if Jeezy really wants to sun him or extend an olive branch, he can just be like, hey, this is the song I brought you in the game with. Let me go ahead and perform it right now. And then after he did the real man, grown man in himself out of that Negro moment, I was like, wait, he could end this with So Icy and for real establish an olive branch. And then when he did it, I was like, oh snap.
Let me tell you what I noticed.
All the tension.
Bruh, I'm going to tell you, I almost shed a tear. Like I was like, because like you were holding on to this. This was so tense. Like I can't explain to you how tense.
The moment he asked him. The moment he was putting on his coat, like I'm gonna kill this nigga in the parking lot.
Exactly.
That was what it looked like.
And then like it was like you are. I don't know. Like if you don't care about like, it's like I can't think of like a movie description of like you watch this movie and you feel hella fucking tense about this whole shit, and like everything, it just keeps building and building and building, and it's like watching Rosewood and you black, you know what I mean? Like that feeling of dread was like through this whole thing, and then the moment he offers to do the song, Gucci's face changes.
He was so happy.
It's almost like he smiles in a way that inside of his head he was going, Nintendo 64! Like so he was like that. He was like that kid being so excited about his 64. Like this is like he was so happy in his smile, and like you could see all of his teeth through them performing this song. He smiled so hard, and he was so angry, and he was so upset, and all of this stuff all the way leading up to that moment. And
you could see it leave him. You could see it leave him. Yeah. I mean, and the real talk, you could tell Jeezy didn't plan to perform it.
Yes,
Jeezy didn't
because exactly, that's exactly what I said. People keep saying, "Oh, that was set up. That was set up. That was set up."
It wasn't.
No. It couldn't have been set up because let's be honest. Like if Jeezy knew that was going to happen, he would have tried to go back and try to remember those words. And two, like. It was obvious Gucci was leaving. That was not something that was planned in advance.
Yeah, he was leaving.
He was leaving.
He wasn't leaving like, oh yeah, I'm gonna protect. No, he had his coat off at this point for somewhere between 8 to 10 songs.
Exactly.
He went back to the chair, got his neatly folded coat, unfolded it. He was having trouble getting his right arm in it for whatever reason. Looked like a little kid who couldn't do it by himself. But he got his arm in, and then he was adjusting it. He was making sure his fit was right. And then he was getting ready to leave. His entourage was preparing. And then I think I don't know which one of it, whoever it was that was closest to the stage, pointed over at Jeezy. And then Jeezy was like already slowing down the song and was telling the DJ to hold up. And like it looked like he told Gucci to look over there. And then Gucci's looking like, the fuck do you want, man? Like, I'm out of here. Like, and on top of everything else, it felt like Gucci knew he had just got trounced. So he was just ready.
He knew. He knew he was getting his. Well, first of all, like I said, the whole time he was grooving to Jeezy's music. Like he felt that shit. Like
he was dancing to the last two Jeezy songs, like visibly.
Yeah,
he couldn't even hold it back anymore. He was just like, I gotta get out.
Yeah,
he was just like, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, he felt that shit. But like that moment is like fucking. We Are the World for Atlanta. I don't know what it was.
You could see the rainbow appear in the background.
It was, you know what that was.
Sun came out.
I'm gonna tell you what that moment was.
Go for it.
And for the nerds who might be listening, that moment was On Your Left.
It was. It really
was. it was definitely on your left.
Wait, what? Really? Oh my God.
Yeah, because I'm not even gonna lie. During that movie, during the On Your Left part, I cried in the movie theater because I'm like, oh my God, we're saved. Like that's how I felt.
I saw that movie opening night, that Thursday before that Friday release, and it was that one showing that they do. We saw the earliest possible showing we could. We were in there, and dude said, on your left, all you hear is everybody being, oh my God. Like people crying. Between On Your Left and Avengers Assemble, when he got Mjolnir.
No, that was a cheering moment. That was a cheering moment.
But that was when they started performing.
Yes.
Where everybody was like, "Oh my God!"
Yes.
Because it was real, man.
But
it was, and you could see the release from both of them.
Yes.
Even though it didn't appear that Jeezy was holding on to it, but Jeezy looked relieved that he allowed them to do that song together.
Yes.
And but when I say he, Gucci Mane could have said, "Nah, man, I'm out," and just rolled out. He didn't have to do it.
Right.
But he literally was like, it's just us. Let's do our song. And he did it in a way where it was like, I want to do this with you. And it was a real olive branch moment. And he could have slapped it away. You know, nobody's going to talk about that part. But he could have slapped that olive branch away. And what I like is that, like you said, you can see the weight lift. Because as you guys remember from the history that we were talking about earlier, he hadn't been able to do that song in so long. He had mentioned that song throughout the battle by saying, you know, after that song, I did this. And, you know, he was like in the little times that Gucci wasn't pissed and talking about being mad, he would mention, you know, after that song and this was my next hit or whatever, what have you. And so to actually be able to do it, because if you think about it, Gucci should have had that in his set list, but he didn't because he was pissed.
Yes.
So to actually be able to perform it, you can see him be happy. You can see Jeezy feeling like, hey, we got a chance to connect. And then what I also liked is after the battle, at the very end, they're both like, hey, we heading to this club. You know, y'all welcome to join us if you can make it.
to Club COVID, the COVID compound.
I know, right?
But the thing that meant the most to Jeezy is what was said to him after. Where he said, you extended the olive branch and I accepted. The conversations that I saw with Jeezy having interviews and stuff after the fact, that meant something to him.
It definitely did. You could
that,
see it on his face in the moment. He wasn't gonna cry, but if that camera had went off, he'd have been in there like, oh man, for real, fam? Like it was real.
Yes.
Because Gucci really didn't have to say that.
Nope. He didn't have to say anything.
they could have performed the song and
He
left
could
it at
he could have
we don't hate each other.
he could have turned to say thank you to the crowd and just walked away.
Yep.
But he took that moment, and that moment, of course, that is the moment that meant the most to Jeezy.
Yep.
But I think that was the sign that everybody's gonna survive tonight.
And that was like in the Grinch where they're like, his heart grew 3 sizes that day.
Exactly.
Because everybody was sure enough like, whew, all right.
Yes.
It's really good now. Okay, all right.
We're saved.
Yep.
So what are some of your takeaways from this?
Surprisingly, the first takeaway I have is no matter how mad you are, there's always another opportunity to step out of it, get out of your own way, and just accept somebody offering you an apology, basically. Because as pissed as Gucci was, Jeezy was just kind of like, yo, I'm really not on that anymore. You know, why don't we just do what we need to do to be, you know, good brothers to each other, and let's get out of it. And it's like, you know, he kept slapping it away, and then, you know, that talk that Jeezy did that led into his podcast skills, and that wonderful drop of a song, which then had Gucci legitimately rocking to the song, because you can't not rock to that song. On top of everything else, you know, that was his moment to show that he really had grown as a person at the end when he decided to say, you know, you did say you extended the olive branch. I want you to know I accept it. He didn't have to do that. He could have stayed the way he was at the start of that battle. But he got out of his own comfort zone and that anger and everything that he was holding on to, and showed that he really was the grown man that we believed he was before the battle started.
Yes, because we thought that was gone.
We definitely did.
I was looking for his belt.
Listen. Yeah, I was like, yo, this ain't vegan Gucci. This ain't slim living workout Gucci. This is, I got a gut and I am just out here. Gucci man.
Right. All right. So what I'll say about this is I can't imagine these verses having any better of a situation to make a show out of.
Yeah.
Like, you brought two dudes who have real deal street beef. You let them showcase their art, and they found each other through the art. And like, that was, I mean, outside of Biggie and Pac, like, what else can you do? Like, not even like 50 and Ja Rule would be this.
No, because that's a whole different thing. Because 50 is just on the troll, and 50 would be out there talking about the Fire Festival.
Exactly. So like, there was no better like lead up, show, climax, and conclusion that there's no better, because that climax was a motherfucker.
It was. I think the only one that might even get close to that is 50 and Game.
Game ain't got the catalog for it.
I don't know.
He ain't got the catalog. He ain't got the catalog that everybody know. He got the documentary, and then what else? What else did anybody care about outside the documentary? Like, anything?
L.A. What you call it? The L.A. X or whatever it is, the documentary joint. The documentary too. You know what? I'm just a Game fan, so that ain't gonna help.
Okay. No, I'm talking about songs for the rest of us. Look, he's gonna end up in the Gucci Mane situation, whereas you need songs for the rest of us. You need songs for the rest of us.
You got a point.
You got a point. I mean, 50.
Could 50 even do a verses with anybody?
Well, first of all, he wouldn't.
Yeah.
Second of all,
The money wouldn't be right for him ever.
yeah. There's no reason. There's no reason. Now they asked him about Ja Rule on Hot 97. I think he did an interview. I think he did an interview the morning of this.
Okay.
And they asked him about Ja Rule, and his answer was just simply, no.
I can see that though. Plus 50 got a lot of regular beef in his life right now that he don't really got time for this.
I think this would be, even though they've already reconciled, but I think it would go the same way. Jay-Z and Nas will go the same way.
Yeah.
Because Nas got some hits, but he don't have enough. He don't got 20 hits.
No. And I mean, as somebody who's also really, I only know mainstream Nas. I don't know deep catalog Nas. For me, I'm like, I think he's got 6, and that's including the tracks with the Bravehearts. So,
but I will tell you this: there is one song that's made it onto 3 of these battles already.
What, either?
No, Major Look Remix has made it onto like 3 different battles already. Luda did his verse. Oh no. I mean, you press the button.
That was hella weird.
Yeah, you started laughing at that.
Yeah, so here's what happened. And I'm gonna tell you this because this is funny. And it'll give you time to get the recording back going if it's not recording.
It never stopped because it usually waits a few seconds before it stops. It turned back on.
But so I have a time limit that I set for my apps for my social media apps because I've been trying to keep myself from falling down Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. So I put a limit on that joint, and my phone was like, "Hey, you hit the limit for the day." It just cut out. I was like, "Oh."
My man, dog.
I was like,
I'm talking to my nigga's phone.
I had to run in that joint and hit ignore limit, and I was like, oh, snap. Because I've never hit the limit before, so I didn't know what it does.
Okay.
I was like, oh, shit. This joint really ain't played. It was like off. I was like, okay. So we back.
Okay. I can't even remember where I was on.
We were talking about Jay-Z and Nas and Major Look Remix.
Yeah, the Major Look Remix. That shit showed up on like 3 different, I know it showed up twice that I know of for certain. I know Luda did his verse, and I know Jadakiss did his.
He did?
But
also, Luda versus Nelly. Another lopsided battle.
But see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Nelly got hits.
But he wasn't using
But
it.
he don't. No. He was using his hits. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
You on Verzuz, bruh. Yep. You back with us.
Got to pick those hits.
Just a Dream don't hit with us, dog. Just a Dream don't hit with us.
Dilemma hits with us.
Huh?
Not just Dilemma hits with us, but not just
Dilemma is a hit with us. But Dilemma don't hit the stadium it don't hit the stadium, but Dilemma hits with us. Just a Dream don't hit with us. And so when he was getting really hype about these songs, yes, these are good songs that you've made. You've sold 10 million copies of these songs, but that don't work here. It's the Black Panther. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. We don't do that
rest
here.
in peace, Chadwick.
We don't do that here.
Not today.
We don't do Just a Dream. We know that you did some country songs. Good. Make that country money because that's good.
That was the There Will Be No Challenge today. That was that moment.
Exactly. And I think Ludacris just ate that dude alive. I mean, there was also the technical.
For us.
It was also the technical stuff, and
that didn't help him. He was definitely Teddy Riley 2.0.
Yes, very much so. I'm gonna tell you, I follow a bunch of music stuff. Just talking about Ludacris real quick before we wrap this up. All right, so music scholars are confused about a Ludacris song because they don't know where the one is.
Ah, okay. Yeah, you're overthinking it.
Yeah, I and like their idea of like
Yeah, he's not straight music theory. It's not gonna work for his
yeah.
music.
So what I can't remember what's the song. Hold on. It's shit. I can't find the song.
So we might have to go old school. What it sound like?
No, I can see the YouTube video.
Hey, welcome to 12 Tone. If you
Hold on.
follow
Go ahead.
It is. Hold on, one moment.
That's why.
Let me
That's why
find the
you
song.
got edit. Look, that's why you got editing, bro.
I don't
Go
edit.
ahead.
I don't edit shit, dog. It's roll out. Roll out.
Oh,
Music scholars don't know where the one is. Excuse me, where the one is on rollout.
And singers Shirley Brooks.
isn't he using two different time signatures on that song?
Yes, but the main time signature is halftime, and it's the halftime that's stretched out. Like if you know anything about the theory,
Yeah.
like how to do down south music, what Timbaland did with that song is it's halftime, and the snare is on the 3 instead of the 2 and the 4.
Yep.
If you do it that way, then it works. If you think that the snare should be on the 2 and the 4, you are fucking everything up. And I think that's where, like, I mean, I swear, just look this shit up. It's crazy about like how they're just completely overthinking this.
But listen to what's there. They'll find the beat.
Right. But it's I just think it's crazy. And I watched a few videos about it, and like people are really confused about this, but like one dude did a video and he was just like, this is what I hear. I don't know why y'all hear this, but I'm going to count this. I'm going to count the 4 based off of what y'all think it might be. And that can't be it.
Mm-hmm. People overthinking it because, sometimes you get so far into what stuff should be that you just don't catch what it actually is. And that's what's happening.
Yeah.
Everybody, oh, well, it should be here. Like, okay, but where is it though? Not where should it be. Where is it?
I think the verses, the Luda's verses with Nelly should have never happened.
Yeah.
I think
They were both titans at their time, and we might get a tour out of it once COVID's over.
No, I think now that we know that his hat was in the ring, Luda Buster would have been amazing.
Ooh. Still could be amazing. Luda could do it again. He got more hits.
I don't think they want to have anybody do this twice. I mean, let's be honest. Like, how many? Let's do this. How many 20-song battles can Jay-Z pull off?
Listen, Jay-Z could go against about 4 or 5 people and still be good.
Exactly. But
Jay-Z got features. Jay-Z got albums. He got combo albums. He got diss records. He got everything under the sun.
okay.
Actually, that's probably why 50 ain't doing it.
So what happens if the Jay Nas happen and then Ether comes up? For Jay, do you try to grown man that shit? Do you do Takeover, or do you go full Gucci Mane and go super ugly?
See, here's what you should do. If that actually happens, right? If this happens, if he plays Ether, this is what you do. You either concede it or you do like encore or something else that you just enjoy performing.
I got the perfect response to
oh Lord, go for it.
What more can I say?
That was the other one I was going to say.
Bruh, what more can I say? We'll shut that whole shit down. But here's the problem with what more can I say in this context. The most important part of what more can I say is at the end.
Mm-hmm. So he would just have to perform again?
Yeah, he'll go straight to the end.
Yep.
And
over.
that's encore.
I know.
But yeah, so
he could roll, try to, dudes were doing mashups early. What more can I say? Mash that into the end of encore.
Really?
And then just stand there in the stage, just looking at him like, what you want me to do, fam?
Yeah. There was a thing, and I know we need to wrap this up, and I ain't even finished saying what I felt about the battle.
Well, let's do that first.
But
we can always talk all day.
No, okay. So I'm gonna say this real quick. And this is one of the previous battles, right?
Yeah.
I think this is around the time. I can't remember exactly what it's around, but I listened to like snippets of the Joe Budden podcast. And they said they should set this up with like undercards where like one hit wonders or somebody who had like a couple of hits go against somebody who had like a couple of hits. And they should do
like a 5-song battle?
like an undercard in this joint. That would be hilarious. That would be fantastic.
I would love to see like Domino in a 1-song battle, like doing Sweet Potato Pie versus somebody.
Domino versus Coolio.
Yo, facts. They both got like 3 songs, maybe 2. Do a 2-song battle.
Battle of them O's, man. Like battle of them O's.
Yeah, man, it would be great. Get a couple of little undercard battles and, really shoot. Matter of fact, this could become a whole, like, they could set up a versus league. And it literally be a thing.
Okay, so here's if you do a league, you have to keep the number a lot smaller. Like you got to do 5, or like 5, set up like 10. A tournament. You set up a tournament, and they got to do 5. You can't do 10 because a lot of people can't. A lot of people are barely holding on to 20. Like Gucci, Gucci barely could pull off 20.
Yeah, he was digging in the bag for some of them joints. Yeah, but real talk. Like do a tournament, 5 songs. You do that, or even down to and then the one hit wonders or the couple hit folks. They just have their little one-off battles, see how they do, revive some careers, get some people touring. What's called? Like my man, Mark Morrison, Return of the Mac? He could do that. I don't know what else he got. But
Mark Morrison. Who do you put Mark Morrison? Who do you put Return of the Mac up against? Now, I would say, okay, the best battle, if we're just doing one song.
Yeah.
Return of the Mac.
Okay. This
is how we do it.
Oh, see here.
But Montel got a couple more joints though, and that's why you can't. That's why you can't put him up directly against this dude because this dude only got one. But
I mean, maybe even though he's passed on, Johnny whatever, the Just Got Paid Friday night dude.
Johnny Kemp. All right.
Yeah, Johnny Kemp. They can do that.
They can't.
Somebody will have to stand in for him.
Return of the Mac KC just got paid, bro.
It's a great song, but it can't.
Return of the Mac can't see the NSYNC version that just got paid.
Oh man, that's real though.
And one more thing before I wrap this up, and before I wrap up my thoughts on this, why ain't we seen very many white people involved in this? Like,
I know the answer for this. Right?
I think an NSYNC Backstreet Boys battle would be fucking phenomenal.
But then we'd never get verses back. It would be gentrified.
True.
You know how that works.
But we know
do like a versus plus.
But we know that Tim and Justin work together a lot. So like
that's true.
That's a phone call.
But then you're getting it would be Justin Timberlake versus Robin Thicke. That's what you're looking at.
Robin Thicke ain't got the catalog.
Robin Thicke could do 10 with Justin. He could do 10.
You know what I want to see? Here's what I want to see. Because everybody wants this one battle, and I think that battle would be lopsided because Chris Brown's arms are way too short to box with the God Usher.
Oh, God.
Everybody wants that one. Chris Brown's arms are way too short for that fight, bro.
As much as I like Chris Brown,
he can't.
A better battle for Chris is Chris versus Neo.
But then, like,
And
but Neo already
has
did
too
one.
many hits.
Neo
I know.
already did one, but it was
Neo
songwriting.
has too many hits, though.
And it
That's
was
the problem.
It was Neo, but Neo did his. He got a lot of hits, but a lot of his hits he wrote and didn't perform.
I know.
So he did the song. He did the songwriter battle with Jonte Austin, and bruh, that was the first time I realized that Jonte Austin is that nigga, bruh.
Catalog, man. Yeah.
Bruh, them like Mariah joints that we all know and love. Like, yeah, I wrote that. I wrote that in like an hour.
That's just like Neo wrote Irreplaceable, and people are like, wait, what? I was like, yeah, he wrote that Beyonce track. What up?
And what you call it wrote the little dude from Ray Shrimmer wrote Formation.
Yep.
I'm like,
yo, it's people out here who be writing who don't nobody know, and that's why they be having like one or two songs. Then you don't see them for 5 years, and then they show back up and they rich as a mug. They got publishing rights, or they got songwriter credits.
Okay, all right. Going back to the battle. Here's what I take away from this. I said this earlier, and I say that Gucci is Trump. He was childish. He was arrogant. He was loud, and all kinds of wrong. And in the process, he lost Georgia.
Dag facts.
Like, there are people who are saying that he won, but they're only saying that he won because they think that Jeezy being a grown man in the situation made him soft.
That's true, but just because you believe that don't make you right. I'm sorry. Like,
yeah,
you know, for me, being a fan of both of those artists, at the end of the night, because Gucci Mane accepted the olive branch, we all won. But had he not accepted that olive branch, I would have said he would have lost twice. That's just my personal opinion.
If this wasn't a crossing the aisle situation, both of these dudes were poorly matched with each other.
Yeah, they were.
I think Gucci would have been perfectly matched with 2 Chainz, Jeezy versus Ross.
That would have been a much better battle for both of them. But this was like you said, this was a situation where there was real life beef that had to be squashed. Mm-hmm. And so it was a battle that we needed to have. So now maybe we'll get 2 Chainz versus Ross.
We did get that already.
I know, but I want it again. I want them to do it over.
But and then, like I said, I was so relieved. I was so relieved with So Icy that I almost shed a tear. Like I literally felt so relieved because I'm like, I don't think anyone's gonna die today. Yep. And like that moment changed everything for me. But no matter how you look at it, it's still a contest. And in this contest,
there are winners and there are losers.
Gucci the Falcons. That's what I was gonna say. Gucci the Falcons. Like,
hey man, I'll take it.
Gucci the Falcons.
The only thing that would have made it more accurate is if Gucci was actually wearing a Falcons jersey that night instead of his Gucci jacket.
Exactly.
It's a nice trench coat too.
That was really what he had on was exceptional. And so
he definitely won the fashion part of it.
Yeah, someone said that he didn't sit down because his pants was too tight. He didn't want to fuck his pants.
Hey, real talk, that might have been actual. That might have been really a real thing. Yeah. Because even when he was picking up his coat, you see he ain't like, really bend. He just kind of like reached over to get it.
Exactly. All right, so I think we're done here. I think we did what we came to do.
We did.
And I think we got something here.
Right, yeah.
All right, so let me ask you this before I tell people how to find you and all that kind of stuff. How about the next verses? You want to try to do this again for the next one?
I'm definitely in. I'm in.
Okay, let's do that. All right, tell the people how they can find you, man.
All right, so you can find me on, let's see, where am I? I gotta think. Where do I actually be? You can find me on Twitter periodically at whatever my current Twitter handle is that Scar will put in the show notes.
No, I'm
not. You don't know?
No, I can look it up. I can look it up.
Oh, no, look. I'm looking it up right now because I don't know, because I don't tweet enough. Yeah, so you can find me at PoetShadow004 on Twitter. Probably the same thing. Oh, no, on Instagram, I am BlueLeader004. Yes. There you go. That's where you can find me at. I had to look because I don't be doing it a lot, but I'm out here. And also, you can find me if you want to read the book.
That's
You can
right.
find me on Amazon. Actually, my book is just look me up by Tyrone Bullock. I got two books. One is Truth and Illusions. The second one is Candor and Facade. Third book coming soon, probably by early December, because I'm about 2/3 of the way done writing it now. So, and that one is Subsistence and Havoc. That'll be out soon as well, along with the collected edition of all three books, because your boy got to do the collected
Your
edition.
your conclusion is gonna be this or that. Like that's basically what. Make it easy for stupid people that don't understand all of these words. Like you using all of these words like the unnecessary words on Allegiant.
Hey, real talk, real talk. So
Divergent. That's
look. To catch everybody up, basically, the whole series of books is all under the title "If This All Came Down," which will make it real easy. But the reason I did that is each title, once you dictionary.com your words up, you'll see what the titles have to do with each book. But it's all one series. It's all together. They're all taking place at the same time. So it's fun writing.
word
It's
up.
all good stuff.
Word up, but I appreciate you, brother. And it was
Hey,
good.
anytime,
It was
man.
good being here. I know I spoke to your wife a couple of times about, we need to sit down and do this with just like us just chilling like we used to, just having a
So
conversation about
whatever.
just life. You know what I mean? Because our lives are so different now.
Hey, real talk, man. We finally got the tools to get back in the podcast game, so we're about to be back out here. So look for that coming soon, because you're obviously going to be a part of it.
Absolutely.
And hey, big shout out to my homeboy Major Lennox out
My
there doing
man.
this thing down in North Carolina, man. My man Marcus, man, he's definitely down for the
Yeah.
reunion show as well.
Yeah, I did we last couple of years we do a thing called All Guest August.
Yeah,
Well, we just have a whole bunch of guests on for every show.
yeah.
So my podcast partner Chase, actually, he is in the North Carolina guild for
Extra life.
the extra life stuff, and like he's in that group, and he didn't know who Marcus was, and I'm like, you see that picture? Where you're right there, Marcus is right there in the same picture that y'all took together. And then so like apparently he got in touch with Marcus and wanted him to be on the show and had no idea that Marcus and I knew each other. So the whole show he is basically on the back seat because we have history. Like
Yeah, man, that's my boy, man.
yeah, I was almost at his wedding.
Hey, look, real talk. I was in his wedding.
I almost got to go, but then my ex-wife ran off with my homeboy.
Hey, man, life happens.
Yeah, we've had Rob on a couple of times. Everything like we all.
Yeah, man. Yeah, hey, man. Big shout out to Rob. Even we in the same damn county, and I gotta eventually make my way over the inside. Gotta
Word
see
up.
him again.
Yeah, I was supposed to see Pooh Bear Wednesday, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So
Yeah, the vid is out here, man.
yeah, that's that shit real. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, shout out to them. I was just speaking to Sherry yesterday about all of this, and then Rob is around, that type of
Yeah.
stuff. Like it's real cool with when we see each other, it's all love now. So like
Hey, man.
it's fucking
Hey,
dope.
look. Hey, man. The benefit is, at time does really heal a lot. So
Absolutely,
hey, man. Look, I'm just grateful to see my boy doing well out here, man.
yeah, man. I mean, he worked
And look.
at the hospital though, so.
Yeah. Real talk, man. When COVID is over, we really need to do a group reunion and just everybody get up and have some fun. And chances are it will be at whatever MagFest is coming up after COVID,
Yes, absolutely.
because that would be the most apropos possible thing.
But how far are you away from them?
What, from Robin and Sherry?
Yeah.
They just on the other side of the county. They're like we're on northwest Baltimore County. I think they're like north/northeast. So they're not that far. It's just around the beltway to the other side.
Okay.
But yeah, I gotta holler at them, man. I'm so slack on social media, man. Like I just ain't reached out to nobody, man. And then I'll tell you offline, but yeah, I switched jobs again.
Again?
I'm all,
Right. All right, man.
I'm
We
always
on
working.
that one. We got to go. Thank you to everybody who's listening.
Hey, what up?
We are probably going to be recording another show tomorrow. I'm gonna try to put this up today. Try
All
to
right.
try to record another Scarcasm tomorrow with the gang. But until the next verses,
Hey, shout out to the whole GGR people out here,
word
all
up.
those lovely Patreons. Hey, big respect to y'all, man.
You mean both those lovely Patreons?
No, I'm saying all of them. Some of y'all need to subscribe. Get out here and support my boy.
We got two. We got two. And then I finally got my candle business running.
Oh yeah, I saw that, man. I'm trying to buy one of them joints.
I got you.
I saw the Christmas tree with the wood pick. I got hold on.
Look, I got the Christmas tree candle on wood is like right there.
Oh man, look.
Hold on,
I saw that. I was like,
it's right there. Testing. I'm still testing.
oh snap.
Yeah, Christmas tree.
I saw it on IG and I was like, I need that. That is great.
Christmas tree on wood, dog.
Hey, what up?
But yeah, man. Thank y'all for checking us out, and we'll be back in your ear holes with more stuff. Peace out to the Warriors, yeah.
Right on. Holla at your boy.
I like that shit, yeah, boy. Yeah, I'm telling you, Whoa. I'm telling you. All right, I ain't gonna talk.